Are you experiencing any kind of back pain or sciatica symptoms when you sit? This podcast episode, episode number 9, is for you. Conversation that I have with people all the time when it comes to getting out of pain and sitting. Sitting is something that we have to do, but when you're in pain, it's one of the most frustrating and scary things to be faced with. I'm gonna dive into 2 things that you can look at to bring relief to your back pain when sitting. When it comes to these conversations that I have with people, it's very common for people to think, I just kind of like take medication, I just kind of like white knuckle it, I bear down and get through it, or I have a standing desk, or I sit on a stability ball all day and I hope for the best. Those are strategies that you can implement. If you're watching this video, odds are you've tried that, or I'm not gonna spend $2,000 on a stand-up desk hoping that if I just stand more, my back's gonna stop hurting as much. Instead, let's talk about 2 specific things. Point number 1, the question you have to ask yourself is, how are you sitting in your environment? Are you relaxed or are you rigid? Those are the 2 options that you have. Oftentimes when I talk to people, there's a lot of fear around sitting, around any type of sitting, whether you're at work, on a bus, plane, car, traveling in traffic. Oftentimes, what I call is your internal protection mechanism, your brain-body connection, knowing that you have a herniated disc, bulging disc, post-fusion, 10-year history of chronic back pain. It wants to protect that area. You've got some inflammation issues going on, chronic pain in that area, and your brain obviously knows that, wants to protect you. Every time you sit down, you have pain. This protection mechanism can do a lot of different things. The most common that I see is constricting, contracting, stiffening, tightening. Oftentimes when you have people who are sitting and have chronic back pain, they experience a lot of tightness. Chronic tightness, tightness when they get up, tightness while they're sitting. Your goal, what you need to be doing when it comes to your sitting situation and your back pain, you have to make sure you're not trying to hold some rigid, perfect posture. Your body, God created your body to be able to sit. The problem is we have been told that too much sitting is like smoking. You have to stop sitting so much. We should be standing. We should have treadmills strapped to our feet, and we should just walk everywhere we go as often as we want. Obviously, that's a good idea, maybe. But when it comes to movement, A+. But when it comes to creating an environment for your body to heal, we can't just run from sitting. What we need to focus on first is how relaxed are you while you sit. Point number 1 is make sure while you're sitting, you're relaxing. Sit back into your chair. Take a deep breath. Use your armrest. Use your backrest. Use your recline feature. This is very, very, very important. I often use this concept in my one-on-one coaching, the Strength and Pain Relief Accelerator program. This idea of melting before you move. This concept is still true with sitting. I want you to melt into your chair. The freedom to sit in a posture that may not be perfect, because ultimately, the more your muscles can relax when you're doing something that requires a lot of sitting, the better you're gonna be, the more you'll be able to last when it comes to that sitting posture. Really quick, if you have not gotten this free guide yet, you can go to fitnessforbackpain.com/pain-free training. I'm gonna actually walk you through the steps that I take with clients when it comes to exercise. You're probably in the gym, you value working out, and you have some level of chronic back pain, post-surgery, herniated disc, bulging disc. You might be afraid of getting back in the gym because your exercises cause more pain. Well, this free guide is gonna eliminate that problem for you. fitnessforbackpain.com/pain-free training. It's a free guide for you to use to apply what I know, what I teach people when it comes to exercise to your unique situation, so you can go into the gym confidently, start building some strength, and hopefully gain more control over your pain. If you've been trying exercise on your own, try to modify a bunch of things, stay to the end of this video because I'm gonna give you some opportunity that you might want to check out if you are trying to get to the bottom of your unique pain situation. Point number 2 is asking yourself, how much variety are you giving yourself in any given sitting situation? We think, okay, we should be able to sit. Like if I was healthy, I should be able to sit in this chair and last all day long. It's just not it. Our body is designed to move. I like to build muscle. I'm in the gym on a weekly basis. My body gets stiff, my muscles get sore, and sitting here for long periods of time isn't going to help. I struggled with this early part of my own chronic pain journey is I thought in order for us to be pain-free, we need to be able to fix whatever we have to fix to be able to sit in one position forever. We should be able to be comfortable, relaxed, and just be able to sit and not have to get up, not have to move around. But that's very, very not true. Our body craves variety. When you are working towards more pain-free, you're gaining more control. Inside of my accelerator program, I talk about the relief funnel. Everyone kind of is in this pain funnel. The top of that funnel is where most people come in. They're in pain, they're afraid, they're scared, they have herniations, bulges, diagnoses, they have all these situations. But as they follow the right path for them, they work themselves down this funnel to gain more and more freedom from their pain and to gain more and more of their life back. Early in the process of gaining more control of your pain, you've got to give yourself more variety. Not just like fidgeting. Like you can shake your head and your shoulders and maybe, arch your back a little bit, but then what happens after that? Because you really haven't changed your position. So instead, think of variety in body positions. Instead of sitting, I've got my back rest up against my back. Maybe sit for 30 minutes, 45 minutes with a lumbar support. Maybe then take away that lumbar support and then just click the recliner option on your chair, scoot a little bit closer to your desk, and then recline for a little bit while you work. Instead of sitting on both of your sit bones, basically your butt bones, just because the doctor says we should have even compression on our butt cheeks when we're sitting, what if you shifted to the right? And now I'm leaning more towards the right side of my body, and I shift to the left side. I move to the front of my chair, I do a little bit of extension work, and then I just sit I'm in a gentle extended position, but I'm sitting without the backrest. I got my feet planted on the ground. I'm grabbing the ground with my feet. And now I'm trying to hold a posture. I'm trying to hold myself up, engage my body. Could you sit like this all day where I'm not using my backrest, I'm not using my armrest? No. When you're in pain, you're trying to get yourself out of pain, you have to give yourself variety of sitting, variety of things so that you don't sit and get stuck in one place. You have this $1,000 ergonomic chair, you got this $500 lumbar support, and you still have pain. So you just lock yourself into this position on this chair and this lumbar support, and then after a while, your body starts hurting. And you go in and out of these positions, and you think you just have to just white knuckle it and bear down. This is just life. You sit at a desk. I sit at a desk all day. I'm a fitness professional, and yet I sit at a desk the majority of my day. On top of that, you sprinkle in my personality and being a business owner, and now you have stress, you have anxiety, you have worry, you have work, you have go-getter, you've got building, you've got projects, you've got clients, you've got all these different things. I do better sitting here because I can work on what I do. I can change people's lives. I'm addicted to doing that. So I sit all day. Is that good for me? No. So I have to prioritize movement. And I promise you, if you're on the right path, you'll work yourself to the end of that funnel. And the end of that funnel is control over your pain. The end of that funnel is you sitting on a plane for 4 hours and not dealing with a 2-week-long flare-up. My question for you is, if you're in a place where you're just on this roller coaster of pain, you're not sure what keeps bringing it back, you feel like you're doing some stretches, you're doing some chiro, PT stuff, your second round of injections next week, you gotta talk to your surgeon for him to give you your opinion. If you value learning how to control, learning how to heal yourself, you feel like you're on a roller coaster of pain, you're not sure where to go, I wanna invite you to at least have a conversation. And if you feel like you're stuck, you feel like you're not sure where to go from here, let's chat about where you are. Let's chat about the steps that you're missing, maybe the wrong plan that you've been on this whole time, or maybe you've just given up on the medical model. Therefore, you're on your own trying to figure out what in the world you should be doing. Go to fitnessforbackpain.com/apply. That is an opportunity for you and I to jump on a call to see if you are a good fit for my strength and pain relief accelerator program. This is my one-on-one intensive where you and I will be working one-on-one together, getting to the bottom of your situation, overcoming years and years and years of persistent, uncontrollable, relentless pain, and working back towards regain a life that pain has stolen from you. Using strength training, using movement, using things that you can do, you can control. If you want to learn how to do that for yourself, you want to learn how to self-heal, go to fitnessforbackpain.com/apply and let's chat. Let's see where you're at. That is it. Those are the 2 biggest factors when it comes to sitting long periods of time. For a bonus, one of the biggest actionable things that I tend to give people when it comes to stiffness and tightness from sitting all day, long periods of time, is giving the body the opposite of what it's been doing all day. If you're sitting, your spine, your body is in relatively a flexed position. Well, if you are able to give yourself throughout the day the opposite, which would be if spinal flexion is what you're doing while sitting, if you can give yourself spinal extension, that's going to give yourself the opposite. It's a solid strategy to help just bring some difference in movement, difference in just stagnant positions of your body. And extension work, if done correctly, if dosed properly, you don't think, okay, more is better, like I have to do more extensions. No, it's not necessarily true. If the flexing is what gives me pain, what if I do the opposite? I can do seated extension, laying on the floor extensions, lots of options. Get creative with it. Lots of layers to chronic back pain, especially with sitting. If you want to get to the bottom of your pain with sitting, reach out to me, fitnessforbackpain.com/apply, for you and I to get to the root cause of your problem. Right now, I had this free exercise guide for you. You can go to fitnessforbackpain.com/pain-free training if you want to make sure that your workouts are not causing you more pain. Do it correctly. Do it the way I would have you do working out, assuming you have control, or you're working towards control over your pain and you're looking to start applying exercise to your life. fitnessforbackpain.com/pain-free training. Thanks for checking out this week's episode, and I will talk to you later.